This is my first try on the wood lathe. First, I pick a piece of wood, in this case spruce wood, and I lined out the center with my combination square. I also tried the trick with my fingers and the pencil to guide along with the fingers on the wood. So you can also mark wood which isn't square. Then I take the awl and punch a hole in it to fix it on the lathe later. Remove the center pin. Better you use a brass hammer. I use the brass hammer because brass is not as hard as steel and there is no damage on the center pin. Fix it firmly and then put it back in the wood lathe. After the block of wood is fixed in the lathe, I try to adjust the tool rest in height and in the distance between the workpiece and the tool rest. After fixing the tool rest, I tried with some turnings to not scratch the wood on the tool rest. As you see, not quite right. Next thing is safety. I use the face shield. After everything is ready, I turn down the RPM of the motor and start it, and took the roughing gouge for my first try. The roughing gouge is a quite nice tool. It's very handy, but it's for the first try it's a little bit confusing to find the best way to cut and also make the best amount of the wood traveling down. To get the things round, it took a while, but I get it ready. Now the roughing gouge is used, and I always try to put the roughing gouge on top and check for vibrations, if it is round or not. After that, I reset the tool rest and took away the second part of the wood. After everything is round, I go further with a small gouge to refine the surface of the woodwork. It's quite challenging to manage to get the right amount of pressure and the right amount of feelings to not cut too far into the wood. But you see it's a very good finish on the surface but the camera doesn't image that. After resetting the tool rest, I refine the front side of the woodwork. Now checking for roundness. After that, I took the cutting chisel It's a very fine tool, but it's unlikely some differences, because if you are too narrow or too high with the blade, you cut in the wood and cut up chips and not small chips, like you see. But it makes the surface of the workpiece very fine and shiny, like almost you planed it. Then I got to the parting tool. I just marked one piece. Then I tried the parting tool, the small parting tool. I always tried to be in an arrow movement from top to bottom. Then back to the chisel and whitening the partition. But here it's quite difficult for me to get a really round shape out of it. Then back to the gouge. With the gouge is very easy to define a very round curve. As I mentioned before, this is my first try on the lathe, but it's very funny, and I'm quite happy at the work. And now an idea strikes my brain. I tried to make two tea light holders, two tea light candles. Now, so I middled out and make some marks for the two candle holders. Now back to the gouge and try to define the second holder. Now back to the small gouge to refine the surface to make it even shinier. Checking with the ruler. And back to the chisel. Try to apart the two candle holders. And I widened it with the chisel, because the chisel is a very broad iron. Then with the small parting tool, I try to cut a V shape in the two bottoms of the tea light holders. And this was the error who destroys the surface of the second tea light holder. It took a lot of time and a lot of turning to get this surface or defect surface quite right again, as you see in the following minutes. Always regulate the RPM of the motor to get the best results. It's some kind of getting a feeling for it, I think. Now I wanna take the time to say thank you for watching, and please comment it. And as I mentioned, this is my first try. I try to make woodworking videos or woodworking on lathe videos for beginners to see how a beginner can begin, for English. Because all YouTube videos about wood lathe and turning are most of the time professionals, and I want to show you how easy and how fun it is to begin with woodworking, or with turning in this case. If you like this video, I try to make more videos once a week, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.